At 96 years old, Opal Lee.
Walking an astonishing 1,400 miles to Washington, D.C.
Opal Lee is leading her annual walk right now.
Juneteenth is America's newest federal holiday, and it's a unique holiday. It's a brilliant display of both summarizing a painful past and catalyzing a powerful future.
What's up for the word?
What happens on Juneteenth, led and envisioned by Opal Lee, is a march that advocates the principles that America was founded on.
More people need to be aware of the significance of Juneteenth. And I can't say it enough that it means freedom, but more has to be done.
If a woman in her 90s could still continue celebrating on the very day that her house was burned down and inviting other people to celebrate the hope for America, if she can do it, then we all can do it.
I just hope somebody hears me when I say this. We can get so much more done together than apart. And it's up to you.
This is Stand Together Presents. Stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling our biggest challenges.
If you grew up in New Jersey like I did, most of us didn't know what Juneteenth was. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed a document known as the Emancipation Proclamation, but it took 2.5 years for the enslaved in Texas to be told that they, in fact, were free. And thus, people in Texas have celebrated Juneteenth every year since 1866. But it took Opal Lee to take the celebration and expand it into a movement that resulted in the holiday.
Thank you again, Miss Opal.
I'm appreciative that you young people are taking the time. When I was a kid, we'd go to the fairground for Juneteenth and we would have so much fun. There'd be music and speeches. There'd be games and food and food and food. But when we moved to Fort Worth, not so much.
I think the most profound aspect of Opal Lee's leadership and testimony is that when she was 12 years old, white racists burned down her family home on Juneteenth.
People started gathering, and the police couldn't control the mob. Those people towed that place asunder. They pulled the furniture out and burned it.
And rather than using Juneteenth as an annual reminder of how evil those people were, she's taken that very date and used it to invite people into loving, meaningful, cooperative relationships, to celebrate how far America's come.
I mean, even just the walking from Fort Worth to D.C. on its own is just
ridiculous.
So right now, my grandmother is 96 years old. But at 89, she tells me she wants to walk to D.C. to bring awareness to Juneteenth being a national holiday. And I remember calling my dad and saying, you know, your mother wants to walk to D.C. He says, yeah, I heard. He says, well, you're not gonna be able to stop her. I said, okay, I just wanna make sure the family wasn't gonna come after me.
So you can imagine this old woman pressing for this holiday. She was not a celebrity. This was a bottom-up, grassroots, town-by-town movement.
I'm really a little old lady in tennis shoes getting in everybody else's business, and I'm having a good time doing it, too. I got up, and I walked from Fort Worth, Arlington, Little Rock, St. Louis.
We did Atlanta, and then we did South Carolina, North Carolina, and just kept going. And it slowly was getting momentum. At that point, we had 8,000 signatures. For the next 3 weeks, we got up to 80,000 signatures. By the time we delivered the petition to Congress, we had 1.5 million signatures.
The bill is passed.
I tell you, I was humbled. It was joyous.
The Walk for Freedom, led by Opal Lee in Fort Worth, is not a protest movement. It's not a demonstration of what people are against, but it's rather a demonstration of what people are for. We are literally marching to affirm our belief in the founding principles, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
And now that we actually have the holiday and it's on the calendar, it's more about understanding what Juneteenth means, the freedom that it represents.
Freedom for all Americans. That's what Juneteenth means to me.
Because once everybody is free, we're all free.
I am so happy that it is a national holiday. That is way past due.
Hello, young people. We've still got to work. We have so much more to do.
I want to ask you to make yourself a committee of one.
What that really means is take the ownership yourself to make a change, even if there's nobody else around you saying the same thing that you believe in.
We depend so much on the government for our needs when we can do things for ourselves.
I want you to know you can and you must.
Opal Lee is calling people to do what America needs desperately today.
If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love. We know people who aren't on the same page we're on. Change their minds.
Not gonna happen in a day, you're gonna have to work at it. And I'm hoping that the walking and talking I do, somebody will listen.
Thank you! Love you! Love you!
Oh, it was fabulous. I enjoyed it. I'm ready for next year.
Stand Together partners with changemakers tackling our biggest challenges. To see more stories, follow our channels. And to learn more about how you can partner with us, go to standtogether.org.